Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all over the world. How are you doing today? This is the day that the Lord has made, and we are rejoicing and we are glad in it. How are you doing, and how has been the day? This is 6th November 2020, and it's Friday in Lagos, Nigeria, and 6:02 a.m. now. Welcome to another wonderful edition on the message of Proverbs. Today we've been taking each Proverbs day by day to actually learn what Solomon was actually communicating to the body of Christ. And we've been doing daily Proverbs time, Proverbs 1 for day 1, Proverbs 2 for day 2, Proverbs chapter 3 for day 3, Proverbs 4 for day 4, Proverbs 5 for day 5, Proverbs 6 for day 6. And we learned a beautiful message yesterday, an awesome message for people to hold on with, in order not to allow our treasures to go into the hands of strangers. There are important things which we must follow, and one of those key things is to disregard, dishonor, and turn blind eye to immoral woman. Why? Because if we allow such to engage our mind or our heart, definitely it's going to affect our productivity, and our mental architecture will definitely be altered. Why? Because an immoral woman is present to actually sway or discourage, or you distort your vision from becoming who God really wants you to be. So today is 6th November 2020, and it's 6:03 Lagos, Nigeria, and this is from my studio in Lagos, Nigeria. I was reading from Old King James Bible again on Proverbs 6, and it's going to be awesome this morning again. I want to thank those who joined us yesterday, 2 days ago, and those who have been joining us, and those who have been learning about this great faith. I want to encourage you. Tell us where you are joining us from. Let's keep encouraging ourselves. Let's see how we can make ourselves better. We are all learning. This series is about unlearning, learn, then relearn. It's about deprogramming for reprogramming. It's about programming for reprogramming. So it's much more important and imperative for us to come with a virgin heart in order for us to move ourselves to the next phase of our life. It's good, it's awesome, it's beautiful if we allow our faculty to be, if we give our faculty to the King of Kings and not to the religions, which many are postulating in this part of the world, which actually turn many into slaves. So we'll go straight to today's edition, which is Proverbs 6, and we'll start now. And I'm reading from Old King James Version. Now, here we go. He said, "My son, if thou wilt be surety for thy friend, if thou hast stricken thy hand with a stranger, thou hast nailed with the word of thy mouth, thou hast taken the words of thy mouth. Do this now, my son, and deliver thyself. When thou art come into the hand of thy friend, go and humble thyself, and make sure thy friends. Give not sleep to the eye, nor slumber to the eyelid. Deliver thyself as a roe from the hand of the hunter, and as a bird from the hand of the fowler. Go to the ants." Okay, before we move to the ants, Solomon is telling us to swallow our pride and go and beg. In short, that's just the beautiful thing. Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider our ways and be wise, which having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provided our meat in the summer and gathered our food in the harvest. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of hands to sleep. So shall thy poverty come as thou hast travailed, and thy want as an armed man. This is awesome. Yet a naughty person, a wicked man, walketh with froward mouth. He winketh with his eye, he speaketh with his feet, he teacheth with fingers. Frowardness is in his heart, he deviseth mischief continually, he soweth discord. Therefore shall his calamity come suddenly. Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. These 6 things that the Lord hates, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, a hand that sheds innocent blood, an heart that deviseth wicked imaginations. Wow! Feet that will be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discourse among brethren. My son, keep thy father's commandment and forsake not the law of thy mother. Wow. You see, these are the message that requires mental processing. These are the things. He didn't ask us to pray about this. These are the things we just have to engage our sense. The Bible, a wise man once said, to whom brain is given, sense is expected from. If your messages or your lessons of life are being taken from the news media, if what forms your perceptions is what the news media keeps sharing, if your life is a totality of a news media, I have a message from you. You are treading on a dangerous path, because one of the messages from the news media is this: they were told to program you the way they want you to see the world. So if you choose to follow what the news media keeps telling you, you are doing a damage to your own intelligence, you are doing damage to your own productivity, you are doing damage to your own capacity. If you choose not to read or study for yourself and get the best message for yourself, you might be on the verge of propagating evil against yourself, which is why sometimes, or most of the times, the news media does not give you the real reason for you to actually live. All they put in you is inability, which definitely is wrong. And this is why we have to take cognizance of our mental health and guard what actually comes in and what to profess, because it is what comes inside of us that will give out. This is why it's important to create time for the scriptures and learn from this guy who has been doing who did wonderful thing and is advising us on the ways to follow. From the first part of the verse in the chapter in Proverbs, he said, if you are a surety for a stranger, go and beg and remove yourself from that shit. Now, it talks about 16 that the Lord hates. Detach yourself from those seeds and move on. Now, I'm in verse 20, Proverbs 6. My father, my son, keep thy father's commandment and forsake not the law of thy mother. Bind them continually upon thy hand and tie them about thy neck. When thou goest, it shall lead thee. When thou sleepest, it shall keep thee. And when thou wake, it shall talk to thee. Look at the first thing. It shall lead, it shall keep, and it shall talk to thee. It shall lead, it shall keep, and it shall talk to thee. For the commandment is a lamp and the law is light, and reproof of instruction are the ways of life, to keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongues of strange woman. Lust not after her beauty in the heart, neither let her take heart with the handing. For by means of a whorish woman a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulterate be hunt for the precious life. Wow, they don't go for idiots. Can a man take fire into the bottom and his cloth not be burned? Can one go upon hot coals and his feet not be burned? So is it that goeth to his neighbor's wife. Whosoever touches her shall not be no sin. Men, do not despise a thief if he steals to satisfy his soul when he is hungry. But if he is found, he shall restore sevenfold. He shall give all the substance of his heart. But whosoever committed adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroy his own soul. A wound and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall he not be wiped away. For jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the days of vengeance. He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. Wow. You see, this guy, Solomon, who wrote this book, really did a lot. And it's important for us to listen to the advice of the wise. You see, these are things that we need to learn so that it will guide us as we traverse in this journey. As I round up today's edition of the Day with the Book of Proverbs, I want to let you know again that it is not of him that wills, and it's not of him that runneth, but it's of God that showeth mercy. And I want to tell you a particular story that happens to me before we round this up, about why we need to really walk in wisdom. I did some digital asset business with some people all over the world. I bought it for them, kept it in their wallet, and handed it over to them. After some times, the digital asset industry got the company in which we were trading with, USI Tech, got it by all these scammers. And some of these assets that belongs to some people were taken away. So these people reach out to me that they've not been able to access their account, something which I bought, in which they themselves can actually testify that I bought it and I handed it over to them, which is in their custody. Now they were telling me to come and pay for something I bought for them, they leased to them, hand it over to their custody, and they started going to social media to make some allegations of a scammer. And I share that to say this. Sometimes wisdom, not even sometimes, wisdom is too high for a fool. Do not cast your pearls before swine, because if you cast your pearl before swine, they're going to come after you. They are making a baseless fault. They are making a baseless allegation, something that is transparent, something that is verifiable, something that people can actually see that what we did it and we gave it to them. So I shared that story to tell you this. Sometimes Solomon said in Proverbs 6 that go and beg if you build a surety for a stranger. You understand? But this is not about surety. This is about fighting for the right, fighting your right. This is about holding forth to the faith that you believe. This is about justice. So as we round up today, make sure you fight for what is right. Make sure you fight for what is yours, and do not let people box you up with their emotions. It's all in the Bible. To the pure, all things are pure. If you have nothing in your compound, you have nothing to hide. So I want to thank you for joining us in this wonderful edition of a daily book, daily excerpt from the book of Proverbs. Tomorrow is the 7th of October, 7th of November. We'll be studying again Proverbs chapter 7. And Sunday will be Proverbs chapter 8. I want to thank everyone that joined us this wonderful morning. If Ianye Yogu that is watching, I want to thank you for joining, and every other person who joined us. Thank you so much. And I want to remind you again, we walk by common sense. We drive by principles. We fly by instructions. Again, we walk by common sense. We drive by principle. We fly by instructions. If you are walking, somebody can advise you. Do not take that class so that you not fall. If you are driving, somebody can say, do not take that, there's hold up. But if you are flying, you have no knowledge of the flight path. So you've got to follow the instructions. So my message for you today is this. As you go out today, make sure you follow the instructions from the Holy One. And do something for someone who cannot repay you back. You can beat the dream. Thank you, and God bless you. See you tomorrow.